Well, glory be and mercy me, we've done it yet again. Here we are, daily walk around the graveyard. I don't usually post on these days. As you can see, I'm wearing a very, very nice shirt. Thank you for complimenting my very nice shirt. Because capitalism sucks away like most of my life, right? Like it sucks away most of your life, right? So I usually don't post on those days. But today, something really banging around in my head, and it's this post-mortem of the Ontario election. One of the regular people I follow from Fight Back, right, that's Marxist.ca, she posted something on TikTok and said it as clearly as I've ever heard it said, and I think it's worth reiterating and expounding on, which is that the reason why the election went down like this is because the left refused to name who the enemy is. And the enemy isn't Doug Ford, the enemy is capitalism itself, right? The solution isn't to tax the rich. The solution isn't to do moderate incremental reformism, right? Which is what the Liberals and the NDP and even the Green are proposing, right? It is to confront directly the system of capital, which is the dark heart of all of the problems that we are facing, right? What's the problem with climate change? How come we can't fix climate change? Oh, because capitalists are making a lot of money from the fossil fuel industry. They don't want to make the transition, right? So what's the problem? The problem is capitalism, right? What's the problem with disability? What's the problem with healthcare? What's the problem with all of these things? In the middle of, if you were to do a Venn diagram of all of our problems, dead center, right in the middle of it, every single time, capitalism, right? And Andrea Horwath, Stephen Del Duca, Mike Schreier, they refuse to name the enemy. They refuse to actually say who the villain is, right? They won't say the name Voldemort. They'll say he who can't be named, right? They'll do that kind of dumb nonsense. You can see this most readily in the way that Andrea Horwath would talk about the corrupt building of this 413 highway, right? Doug Ford keeps saying he's going to build this highway. Well, what he's obviously doing is he's going to extract wealth from the taxpayers and transfer it into the hands of the oligarch class, right, the owners. And Andrea Horwath calls this his buddies, right? Isn't that a kind, sweet little way of saying that Doug Ford has capitalist owners who own him, right? And who are his major donators, right? Donators, another good way of saying owners, right? They own him, they are purchasing him, he is doing their bidding. And instead of saying there is a system of capital that is corrupting our political system, Andrea Horwath calls this Doug Ford's buddies. This is why on the lead up to this election I was constantly calling the NDP weak. This is why I consider people like Jagmeet Singh extremely weak. This is why I consider that there to be almost no left in Canada whatsoever, because there is no political movement that is seriously standing up and saying as a staple of its platform, the problem is capitalism itself, and the populace is responding. At the end of the day, we had a choice between essentially three neoliberals, right? Doug Ford, Andrea Horwath, Stephen Del Duca, all three of them essentially capitalists, property owners, landlords, that they're deeply entrenched and benefit from the existence of the capitalist class. At best, they are liberals tilting their head going, oh, I feel bad about your problems, while doing almost nothing about it, right? Even if we got Andrea Horwath into power, like, what's going to happen, right? What's going to happen? We're going to get a couple of sick days, right? Oh, maybe there'll be some concept of like finger waving at landlords in terms of, oh, don't you raise those rents too much. You're still going to go to work. You're still going to go work for the owners. They're still going to own you. They're still going to do everything they can to suppress your wages. They're still going to do everything they can to dominate and control you, right? That's the nature of the system, and we all know it. That's why this system of democracy, if you want to call it that, is delegitimizing itself, because it's refusing to allow any alternative to actually stand up and say we should create a different system from this capitalist system. The only people it's allowing to become leaders of organizations. The only people it's allowing up on the stage are people who are saying we should do ruthless austerity against the populace, or we should basically keep things as they are but give you a sick day, right? This is an untenable situation for most of the populace, and most of the populace is doing exactly the right thing, which is ceasing to participate in an illegitimate system. The next step for the populace is to take the jump and recognize that once the system has delegitimized itself, the next step is to pursue political actions outside of electoral politics. That means gathering en masse and surrounding the halls of power. It really is as clear-cut as this, because what we need to do is form up the mass of the population who did not vote conservative. Conservatives get 40% to 40% of the votes and get all the power, as illegitimate as an arrangement as can exist. And it is up to us now to surround the halls of power with the very clear message, cleanly stated: the crisis is capitalism. It's not climate change. It's not homelessness. It's not poverty. These are the symptoms that get created from the disease of capitalism. These people speak in slogans. This is your slogan. The crisis is capitalism. All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe. YouTube's doing everything it can to suppress, shadow ban, make sure leftist voices aren't actually heard, right? More and more people are getting banned. I'm likely going to be banned. Please think about donating $1 to the Patreon. Gets you into our Discord, where we're steadily trying to organize a counter movement, right? We're trying to organize with other organizations. We're trying to get more involved. We're trying. God bless us. God help us. We're trying. And we could certainly use your assistance. Always remember, guys, you're a quantum being walking around in quantum energy. The billionaires are doing everything they can, paying hundreds of billions of dollars, in the vain hope that you'll never realize it. So you'll just stay the good little commodity they need you to be. Rebel, revolt, repent. Good luck. We're gonna need it.